Okay, so this is another session working with our mystery horse. And what you'll notice is her head chomping down on my hand, and I have never felt more certain that a horse was going to intentionally take off a finger. See her chomping down like that? She is very aggressive with the food taking. So I, then started giving her more food because that actually comes from a food scarcity mindset. But eventually realized, you know what, let's take that out of the equation. And I got her a bucket to feed her in to see if that helped and if we can get more calm and relaxation. And the nice thing about feeding them in a bucket or a feed pan like this is you can kind of keep the food flowing. So she's always got some food in that bucket. And she is learning that she can just eat it. If she needs more time to process, she can just eat all the food that's in the bucket. Or if she wants more food, she can stand in her calm default position and be cued to get a behavior and earn more food. So right here we see her, she's eating, and then she comes over to me, and I'm waiting for her to, she goes into her calm default, and the behavior right now is reaching towards her. So I want to see if I can get more calm in reaching towards her shoulder. I think I'm trying to turn her around here so that the camera can see her face, because I really want to see the changes in her facial expression as we work on this behavior. I want to see if she softens. I want to see if there's less tension in her eyes. So you can see there's plenty of food in that bucket. But when she's standing there in that ready position, that's her saying, okay, let's do some more. That gives her the opportunity to pause and eat, and I don't ask anything of her or try to touch her at all when she's got her head in the bucket. Okay, so she's the reaching towards, she was kind of that suspicious mindset, a little bit ear pinny, a little concerned. You'll notice she's not standing too close to the fence. I'm standing pretty close to the fence, so she's setting the distance there that she's comfortable with, and that's totally fine. If she seemed stressed with me being that close to the feed bucket while she was eating, I would move myself further away, but she seems pretty good with the arrangement we have. I think because she knows that I will not reach towards her without letting her know, and I won't reach towards her while she's eating. That's her safe time. So now we're nice and relaxed. I like this. She's got her thinking ears on. She's just eating her food, processing the surroundings. And I don't know if you can hear the background, but my husband was zooming around on a dirt bike too. So if you see her looking around or a little spooky, that's probably why. Okay, so now we're seeing a little bit of that aggression, and she's actually lining up at the fence. So I had a moment there where I was like, I don't want to reward coming into my space like that, but this is right here, this is exactly how I want her lined up. And she's got a good space bubble right here, so I waited until she had that nice space bubble, and I did click for that and feed it. And now I know I'm going to click and feed sooner so she doesn't feel like she has to get aggressive to say, hey, I want a refill. Very good relaxation, really good positioning. And honestly, just standing here and feeding her while I'm standing so close to her shoulder is really good for her, because at first she did not like body touches at all. She did not like humans being near her body. So this is just counter conditioning human presence by her side and teaching her that there are very specific rules of our game, and we're not going to reach out and touch you without your understanding that that's what's happening. So she's checking in with me, but she does still have more food, so I'm going to just let her eat because I think she benefits from that extra processing time. Oh, I see. There's another horse in the background leaving, so that was what she was looking at.
Yeah, if there's going to be noise, I want it to at least be on camera so they can see how good she's being.
Yeah, now she's nice and relaxed. I really love that. Very soft, taking in the environment, continuing to chew, aware of where I am. I'm getting that ear flick and mild concern. That was much softer. I got the one ear. She's still chewing. She's not throwing her head all around. Very nice. She needs to get used to me throwing food at her while she's eating. And she did. And I took a step back there to see if she was comfortable with me standing closer to her butt. And that's when the dirt bike came up. But that was a very tiny spook. And right back at it. I'm very proud of her. You can see the dirt bike in the background there. Yeah, and she's turning to check it out. Really relaxed, really good response to a motorcycle zooming around behind her. Which is good because this is a wild ride and there are motorcycles everywhere all the time. So I'm letting her check in with me. She doesn't get rewarded for that or punished for that. It's just like, I'm here. I'm not going to react. But you don't get rewarded for investigating me because I don't want to create a potentially dangerous behavior, especially with how chompy she is. And you can see she's still got food in that bowl. Okay, so there she was kind of looking around and taking in the environment. I didn't want to reach towards her until I felt like she was really ready. A little bit of tension on that one. And I think her body position is an indication that she's less comfortable than she was previously because she's asking for a little bit more space, which is totally fine. I think here I'm just trying to see if I can reposition her a little bit. Also checking in on the chompiness. That was way less chompy. Oh, and look at her lining up. That was beautiful. I think in that case, I saw her get tense and I moved away a little bit to show her that I saw that tension. And I'm back on the fence here, and she's like, and then remembers that there are rules and I'm not going to grab her. I'm not going to reach towards her without letting her know. Much smaller spook when the dirt bike went by there. That was really good. And right back to eating. That's what we like to see.
They're checking in at any time now. I see Judy, Tatiana, and Katie.
Oh, it's Katie's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, looks like I moved the bucket so that we can work a little bit on the other side. So this is an example of just how much you can do working through the fence. We can get her lining up on both sides and pet her basically all over right through the fence nice and safely. More dirt bike. Oh, that was beautiful. Beautiful. 2 steps back and right back to the food. And this is one of those things where people think you need like a perfectly quiet and calm environment to work with a wild horse. But honestly, the real world is the best place to work with a wild horse, because then they get used to all of this stuff, and using systematic positive reinforcement clicker training is a great way to do it, because you could do it all through the fence. So she feels safe, so I feel safe. And so if she does have a big spook, it's not a big deal. And she can always get away. And then that really helps cement those feelings of safety. That was much better, really good. Back to the reaching towards her. And a lot of these videos I'll cut out where they're eating from the bucket, but I actually like it with this video because she was so aggressive about chomping the food, and seeing how long she takes to process, how long she takes to chew the food, and how relaxed she is about it is actually pretty helpful to see. So she's doing great. Oh, much better. She didn't even really raise her head that time. And she seems very relaxed with me standing very close while she's eating, which has been a problem in the past. She's like, I don't know about that one. That's okay. It's not going to be linear. It's not always going to look better each time. That was nice. She got a little softer. We had a little more duration. A lot more duration on that time, and she's just kind of like taking in the environment, and that's totally fine. I'm building trust with her right now. Once I put my hand out there, and I'm not sure if I was counting or not, but if there's a countdown, it's like this is what the 3 seconds is going to be, me with my hand right here. So you don't have to worry that I'm going to sneak in for a touch. And that really builds trust with them. All right, and so now I'm doing bigger movements. I'm petting the air near her. Now I'm going to see if I can cue her to come closer to the fence. She's going to finish her snack. So I stepped backwards and I did a hand gesture that is usually my side pass hand gesture. And she understood the assignment. She's very smart. And she might have been orienting herself that way because she didn't want to be quite this close, but that's okay. That's the beauty of doing it at Liberty, is if she is uncomfortable, she'll just move back to the other position, and that's fine. Really good there. So we got duration, we've got movement. She's fairly relaxed and not pinning her ears. Okay, so I went in for a real scratch there, and that was a slightly problematic movement, and she pinned her ears at me. Okay, so now I'm back to shorter duration with air pets, and you can see the tension did come back, so I'm going to see if I can just do easy mode for a little bit. And there she was. She lifted her head, she put one ear towards me. So she's tense around this, but is she moving in the right direction? That was much better. And I will say I probably would not move this fast with a freshly wild Mustang who is very fearful. She's had years of experiences with humans, and I don't know what those experiences looked like. But I know that it's probably not a matter of her thinking I'm going to eat her when I reach out to touch her. It's a feeling of autonomy and not wanting to be touched, and people constantly trying to touch her. It's more like irritating than fearing for her life. But I want to show her I see that, and I don't want to be irritating, which is why I'm building it up and counter conditioning it with food. But I am moving faster than I would with a totally wild horse. But granted, a totally wild horse wouldn't line up like this and just stand here. They'd run away if they were scared. So she's learning to kind of work with me and see if we can't get her emotions around that humans touching her changed. Really good on air pets there for duration. Very soft and relaxed. And I'm texting because our campers had just arrived, and so I'm not paying that much attention to her, but look at her being a really good calm default girl and just waiting. The tension built up a little bit there, but I made sure to give her a nice big handful of food so I could send my text message. Whenever you're training, you want to make sure you're paying attention to the horse, or you give them a mini jackpot while you're not paying attention. She's still got food in there, I'm sure. I wouldn't leave her hanging like that. Okay, so now we're back to a very short touch on the neck. And she's got some feelings about that. Feelings. She's like, can I pet you? And I'm like, yeah, you can. I think a lot of times we expect horses to let us in their space, but they can't let themselves in our space. And I don't really like that double standard. That was good. There was less grouchiness in it.